So good evening, everyone. I welcome you all for today's session on understanding medicinal plant. Let us discuss today about important medicinal plant or turmeric, which is called as curcuma longa botanically. So ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ವಂದನೆಗಳು. ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಈ ದಿನದ ಏನು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇದೆ ಆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನು ಔಷಧಿ ಸಸ್ಯಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂತೀವಿ ಅದರ ಒಂದು ಕಿರು ಪರಿಚಯ. ಈ ದಿನದ ಸಸ್ಯ ನಮ್ಮ ಅರಿಶಿಣ. So curcuma longa belongs to family Zinziberaceae. So some of the medicinal plants from Zinziberaceae are having highly medicinal value and therapeutic value. So in that sense, turmeric is one among them and having highly medicinal. And if you look into the history of Indian culinary practices, you can find turmeric as one of the important spice used regularly in our day-to-day food preparations. So let us understand the vernacular names. English, a common word used, turmeric. In Hindi, it is called as haldi. Sanskrit, haridra. Telugu, pasupu. Tamil, manjal. And Kannada, harishina. So whatever the way we, communicate in our different languages, but botanically, it's going to be standard, which is curcuma longa, belongs to the family Zinziberaceae. What actually, haridra has been historically represent. When we look into that, then we'll get to know from Acharya Sayana, it's called as medya, when it is administered along with madhu and grita. ನಾವು ಈ ಅರಿಶಿಣನ ಮೇದ್ಯ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬುದ್ಧಿವರ್ಧಕ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಅದನ್ನ ಜೇನುತುಪ್ಪ ಮತ್ತು ಆಮೇಲೆ ತುಪ್ಪದ ಜೊತೆ ಸೇವನೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅದ್ರದ ಮೇದ್ಯ ಕೆಲಸನ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬುದ್ಧಿವರ್ಧನೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. In mythology, it is considered as Navapatrika and Devi Durga presides. That means, it is used as very auspicious as well as precious material when we do puja and other, practices. So, ಈ ಔಷಧಿ ಏನು ಔಷಧಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅರಿಶಿಣ, ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ದೇವರ ಪೂಜೆಗೂ ಬಳಸ್ತೀವಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ದೇವಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮಾಂಗಲ್ಯ ಸೂತ್ರ ತರನು ಇದನ್ನ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. In Atharva Veda, it is been indicated very specific condition called Svitra. That means a type of vitiligo. In that case, this herb is used therapeutically. Then in some of the other, references, it is being used in Hridroga and Kamala as mentioned in Dharma Sutra. So what textually we see for Haridra or turmeric, same we are using in our practices and same we are using therapeutically to treat the patients. So it is just a medicine, it's a just food ingredient, and also it is as valuable as any other, any other important metal for all of us. So in that sense, it is very good, as a medicine and antidote for snake venom too. Next slide. So ಈಗ ನಾವು ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಔಷಧಿ ದ್ರವ್ಯಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪರ್ಯಾಯ ಪದಗಳು ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾವ್ದಾವ್ದನ್ನ ಪರ್ಯಾಯ ಪದಗಳನ್ನ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಬಹಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಸಿನೋನಿಮ್ಸ್. ಆಸ್ ಎ ಡ್ರಗ್, turmeric is called by the name Haridra in Sanskrit. What does it mean? Indicative for its color, and which is also a representation for a patient who is suffering with hepatic disorder, the yellowish color or yellowish discoloration. So Haridra, the word meaning of the drug itself called for its color. That means it is yellow in color, and it is also be a very important drug for the disease which is being represented as yellow color. That is Halimaka. So next it is Kanchani. Kanchani means, as useful part of the plant is rhizome, which gives golden yellow color. When we see the rhizome of a turmeric, it looks like a golden yellow color. So it is called Kanchani. Then Krimigni. As the word suggests, Krimigni means Agni, means which removes the krimi. So effective herb in worm infestation. So it is a very good drug for any kind of worms. Varna Vilasini, because of its high value for cosmetic, very particularly in women, so it is called as Varna Vilasini. Vishagni, that means it's a drug of choice for treating poisonous condition, so it is called as Vishagni. Hatta Vilasini, it is as attractive or it can attract any individual because of its bright color, so it is called as Hatta Vilasini. Nisha, as beautiful as moonlight during night, so it is called as Nisha. Then Pinda Haridra, which is also a different variety or different type of Haridra, which is called as Vanya Haridra or Daru Haridra, which is bit hard and which is also a creeper. Then Mangalya, this rhizome or turmeric rhizome is used as auspicious material, so it is called as Mangalya. Mehagni, Meha is nothing but a type of diabetes, so it is a very effective herb in diabetic like condition, so it is called as Mehagni. Then Yoshita Priha, that means highly cosmetic value. As I mentioned, Varna Vilasini similar, Yoshita Priya is also having same meaning, same understanding. Ranjini, so it is being used for dyeing clothes in early days, so it is called as Ranjini. Loma Shahamulika, that means the rhizome will have hairy features. Then Varavarnini, it is a very good looking rhizome, so it is called as Varavarnini. So what it gives an idea for all of us to see when synonyms, it helps us to understand the morphological features and it also helps us to understand its application therapeutically. So some of the synonyms have given for morphology, some of the synonyms have given for its application. Next slide. So when we see Haridra or turmeric, we find different types, different size, different colors at the market, but may not be all having source from Curcuma longa. So in that case, we try to, understand there are 4 varieties of Haridra in the market. One is Haridra as a original, which is turmeric called Curcuma longa. Then we have a second is Amragandhi Haridra or Karpura Haridra, which is Curcuma ameda. Then Daru Haridra, which is called as Berberis aristata or Cocinium fenestratum. Then Vana Haridra, Curcuma aromatica. So I have shown all the pictures, so which looks almost similar, but when it see the color, consistency, features varies from one to another. So when we see as turmeric, originally it is Curcuma longa, but in the market, in the industry, it may be using, or they may be using different types of Haridra for their pharmaceutical, for their pharmaceutical properties and for their pharmaceutical applications. Next slide. Then traditional use. Traditionally, it is used as a part of spices in India, and even it is used in our, marriage events and sacred or pujas, like ceremonies. Then beyond that, we have a practice and a cultural practice in a Hindu community, so where women apply turmeric on their faces just to say that it is auspicious. So traditionally it was used as a food, as a cultural practice, but beyond that it is having highly medicinal properties, so it is being part of Ayurveda medicines. Then useful part is rhizome. You all know the underground part of the plant is used, which is called rhizome. Then when we understand the pharmacodynamics of Ayurveda, see, I mentioned in the early classes, Ayurveda understand the pharmacological action of a drugs based on rasa, guna, virya, vipaka, karma, and prabhava. So based on that, when we understand for turmeric, rasa, the taste is bitter and pungent. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದೆಷ್ಟು ಕಹಿ ಇದೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದೆಷ್ಟು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಖಾರ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಿಟರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪಂಜೆಂಟ್, ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ light and dry, that means it is lagu and ruksha in nature, that means it can pierce across the system and also it can create dryness in the body when we start using. And potency is hot, it is very hot in nature, hot to the extent, if you start using, if you increase the dose, then you can feel hotness in the body. So that is what the herb is, very hot. Post digestion, pungent. Once it get digested, it will convert into a taste, pungent. So then action. So this is classical Ayurveda actions, anti-poisonous, that means Vishagna, scarifying, that is Lekana, then skin toner, Varnya, antimicrobial, Krimigna, wound cleanser, Rana Shodaka, and anti-inflammatory Shodakna. That means it is having almost all the properties similar to our antibiotics, which protects from bacteria. Then indication, it is indicated in diabetes, skin disorders, helminths, infective disorders, pruritus, that is itching condition, hepatic disorder, liver diseases, anemia, then wounds. So overall, it is a very good drug of choice, both for infective disorder, also for metabolic disorder, or which we call it as lifestyle disorder. Next slide. So active constituents, when we understand from the modern point of view to learn the chemistry or the phytochemistry, then we will get few compounds out of it, but many are there, only few have been, processed or standardized to say which address for its activity, which is called as curcumins, curcuminones, procurcuminols, and bestrosterols. These are the important compounds from the plant having all the action and its indications. Then, major constituents, when we extract the compounds from it, when we find it, few, approximately 50 to 60% curcumins, and remaining other oils, the other part of the ingredients are phytocompounds. Okay. So, pharmacologically, when we look into its action from the modern point of view, we can find hypoglycemic. Hypoglycemic is nothing but ನಮ್ಮ ಸಕ್ಕರೆ ಅಂಶನ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡೋಂಥದ್ದು. ದೆನ್ ಆಂಟಿ ಟ್ಯೂಮರ್, ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತ ಗ್ರಂಥಿಗಳನ್ನ ಸರಿ ಮಾಡೋಂಥದ್ದು. ಅನಲ್ಜೆಸಿಕ್, ನೋವು ನಿವಾರಕ. Then anti-hepatotoxic, that means whichever the way liver get toxic to make it normal, that means ನಮ್ಮ ಲಿವರ್ ನ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. Anthelmintic, worms infestation ನ that means which acts as antibiotic, antifungal, which acts as fungus na ತೆಗೆದು ಹಾಕೋದು. ದೆನ್ ಆಂಟಿ ಗ್ಲೈಸಿಮಿಕ್, ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಶುಗರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದಾಗ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ತರೋದು. ಆಂಟಿ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಬಿಯಲ್ ಲೋಡ್ ನ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಆಂಟಿ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲಮೇಟರಿ, ಶೋತನ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಆಂಟಿ ಡಯೇರಿಯಲ್, ಆಂಟಿ ಅಲ್ಸರ್. ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಆಂಟಿ hypercholesterol and antioxidant. So when we see the pharmacological action, on an average, we can say this drug can be applied or this medicine can be applied across or many diseases. Dose. Now, the fresh rhizome ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಅದರಿಂದ ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ನಮ್ಮ ಟರ್ಮರಿಕ್ ರೈಸೋಮ್ ಇಂದ ಫ್ರೆಶ್ ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆದ್ರೆ 10 to 20 ml maximum in a day, with the divided or powder means 1 to 3 grams. So ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಲಿಮಿಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ ಕೈಲಿ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಹಾಟ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಸಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದು ಹೀಟ್ ನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇಂಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವಿತ್ ದ ಮಿನಿಮಲ್ ಡೋಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇ. ದೆನ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್, ವೇರ್ ಆಲ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಡ್ಡರ್ ಇಡಿಮಾ, enteritis, helminths, that means worm infestation, adderpox, dermatitis, wound, maggot wounds, anorexia, indigestion, and impaction of rumen. That means varied conditions of animal, health we are using this as an important ingredient in our formulations. So overall, to say, haridra or a turmeric is a very common herb found in and around us, easily available in our kitchen, and we have seen since ages, which is in practice for both cultural as well as food preparations. But till date, we may not be able to have an idea that how effectively this can be used as a medicine in day-to-day business. To say haridra can be rated as one of the top Indian medicinal plant from Ayurveda, can address many health issues, not only in humans but also in animals. Next slide. I think this is the last slide. And example of important formulations from classics of Ayurveda. So churna, we have plenty of preparations made out of this. Only important I'm mentioning you here: Patolayadi churnam, Rajanyadi churna, Bunimbadi churna. These are the important formulations made in the form of powder. Then kashayas in the form of decoctions: Nisha Katakadi Kashayam, Varadi Kashayam, Mahatiktaka Kashayam. These are the important, Nisha Katakadi is one of the choice of formulation for diabetes. Mahatiktakam is in a choice for all blood related disorders, like that. So in the form of kashaya, we find plenty, only few I am mentioning here. Then avaleha, you might be knowing Chawanprash. Similar that we have a haridra kanda, Avalaya are granules prepared, which improves the immunity. Then Gutikas tablet, Chandraprabhavati, Punarnava Mandura, Vasanta Kusmakar Ras are important Gutika prepared out of our Aridra. Chandraprabhavati we are using in urinary tract infections, Punarnava Mandura in edema or edematous conditions, and Vasanta Kusmakar Ras we are using in diabetes. Then Gritas in the form of Grita, that means Tupada ರೀತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಔಷಧಿ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಜಾತ್ಯಾದಿ ಘೃತ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ವೂಂಡ್ ಹೀಲಿಂಗ್, ತ್ರಿಫಲ ಘೃತ ಫಾರ್ ಹೈ ಡಿಸೀಸಸ್, ಫಲಘೃತ ಫಾರ್ ಇನ್ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ, ಮಹಾಕಲ್ಯಾಣಕ ಘೃತ ಫಾರ್ ಇನ್ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ, and Mahatiktaka Gruta and Panchatiktaka Guggulu Gruta are for purificatory procedures. Then Taila in the form of oils, this drug is used to prepare Chandanadi Taila, Jatyadi Taila and Vajraka Taila. All are used in a different conditions. Then Kshara, alkalis, Vashishta Rasayan Kshara is being prepared out of this plant, very important, and it acts as a very, very strong, drug for taking out unnecessary fat or unnecessary growth in the body. Then Asavarishta, important combination, like, fermented preparations from this, the Shumula Arishta, like Mula Arishta, Pipale Asavam, like that many Asavarishtas are prepared out of from the drug Haridra. Then Guggulu, Chandraprabha, Guggulu is prepared from this important medicinal plant. Next slide. So home remedies to say where all we can use. In case of cuts, bruise and wounds, we can apply the turmeric powder itself. In case of indigestion, to improve the digestion, we can prepare. So tea made out of this, turmeric, ginger will improve our digestion. Turmeric and antiseptic, anti-inflammatory we can use at our home itself, preparing decoction or adding into milk decoction we can use in case of cold, cough and other chest related or respiratory diseases. And for acne, turmeric is one of the important ingredients to apply on the face along with our green gram dal powder. So then we can use this as to improve the immunity regularly in case of monsoons and rainy seasons. Haldi along with the warm milk every day. Then it is used for any painful joints and painful parts. Apply, make a paste out of turmeric and as well as aloe vera, then warm it, then apply on the inflammatory conditions or the painful conditions. Then it will relieve the pain and it also reduces the inflammation. Then conditions like chicken pox or any eczema or any boils, make a paste along with aloe vera and apply. It relieves even including burning or itches. And it is used in psoriasis like conditions, in skin related disease very effectively, which can prepare from the powder of turmeric. And dark circle, to reduce the dark circle, prepare a paste made out of turmeric and sandalwood, so and mix with the milk and apply on the dark circle every morning, so it takes away the dark circle in our face. Next slide. Okay. So these are the so this is what I would like to present for all of you for today's medicinal plant, that is our turmeric haridra. So if you have any question, you can ask me.
So if anybody is having any question, you can ask to doctor, or else you can even type in the chat box.
Yeah, I can see and I can answer you all.
Hello, sir. I have a question.
Yeah, please.
I think turmeric has a very good role in prevention of cancers also. If you can put some insights on it, it would be helpful to audience.
Yeah, see, cancer is a multifactorial disease as disease itself. Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, listening. Yeah, I am listening.
Yeah, very good. So cancer, it's a multifactorial disease. When we talk about management of a disease, very specific, it gives a lot of questions for us. That means, yes, it is, as a Ayurveda doctor, I can say turmeric can be a choice in addressing cancerous condition. not exactly the single drug which leads to, complete curative or management of the disease. So because the compounds which are present in the turmeric, to say curcumin, curcuminoids are very good antioxidants and very good anti-inflammatory and very good cytoprotective, and also it is very good antimicrobial. So because of these properties, always when we take turmeric in a recommended dosage every day, it helps or it protects our cells from any irritation or any multiplication. So generally, as a tonic, it helps very specific to a condition or to reduce or to stop the multiplication of a cell in a cancerous condition. So we need to do a lot of research on that, very specific in a specific type of cancer and specific way of doing the research. So otherwise, generally, it is very good drug. Yes, it helps, but not to say this is the only drug it can help us to manage.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for your.
Any questions from anyone? Okay. Sir, I don't think there is a question. So can we come?
So, Swati, I think you may receive some questions after seeing the video in YouTube.
Sure, sir.
You can pass on those messages to me or questions to me. Then I'll try to answer in YouTube itself, or we can, through the School of Ancient Wisdom, we can start answering very specific or in relation to individuals who ask the questions.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Okay. So
Yes.
thank you all.
Thank
See
you
you
so
next
much.
week with the new hub. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. We shall meet tomorrow at 6:30. Thank you.